guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber from Kyuujin, and today we're back with you with Frieren, episode 19.
Last episode we went to Hauberst, the town whose name I can't say. I'm sorry, English, and German.
Take the mage exam, right?
Yeah, to take the mage exam, and we got in, and the first task is to basically they were separated into teams, and they need to capture a Stille, a bird that goes really, really fast, speed of light or something. So they have until now we're in, during the night, the first night, and they have till the end of the next day to capture the bird. The one problem is Frieren is stuck with two girls who keep fighting, two friends who it looks like they hate each other, but when you push and you try to learn about both of them, you find out that they both also helped each other grow stronger. So one needs to be pushed and the other one pushes.
She really pushed her, literally.
And they actually are good together. So despite the fights, it might be a good thing to be with them. And Frieren is like a mentor figure for them right now. So
children.
Yeah. And she's got an idea to capture the bird, so we'll see what happens there. The one thing I am afraid of is that Fern has been put in a team with a girl who has the eyes of a killer, according to Kraft, and yes, she does look evil. Her name means evil or something. Someone told me, but I don't remember the actual word, but it's not good. And she killed people last time she came. She killed first class mages last time she did the exam. So be careful, Fern. But that's where we are. So let's jump in this episode and see how our girls can manage. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these episodes, and check out our Patreon for the full-length reactions.
Alright, let's go!
ちゃんと私を引っ張ってくれるんだ
Because she know you can do it.
Yeah.
She's a good friend.
She just doesn't have a filter.
怖いのかアイズえ怖いの
But that's good. He's brave.
僕も
To admit it is good.
何この会話
鼓舞するつもりだったんだがうまくいかなかったみたいだ
It is inspiring to say that you're afraid, but you still pull through, you know?
自然体でいいで
I'd
す
say
よ
going on an adventure like this and not being afraid would make you stupid or overconfident.
確かに仲間ごとに違うみたいだ
Not everyone is the same.
やっと
Oh,
捕まえられましたね
congrats. So far, so good.
気楽なことを言ってくれるね
Someone could try to steal it.
大変なんだよ
僕らはシュティレを
What if there's only one in the whole place?
No.
That'd be crazy.
シュティレを観察した結果をまとめようかあの鳥は音速を超えて飛行する
A super jet. I feel the need for speed.
Drift.
高速も破られるとても敏感だ近づいてもすぐに逃げられちまう
I'd like to think that Frieren could capture one like so quickly, but she's opening the conversation, like she's teaching them a little bit.
魔力探知ができない
How would you approach this issue?
おかげで今どこにいるのかさっぱりわからねえ昨日の午前中の3回だけだしね
Unless it was the same.
I'd assume there's a
警戒しちゃってるん
few.
だと思うもう姿を現さないかも
But yeah, the less time they have, the more teams will decide to steal instead of catching one.
シュティレを捕らえるのに役に立つかもしれない魔法の字どんな魔法なの鳥を捕まえる魔法魔法が一般的だった時代に民間魔法だよ
Specific to birds.
なんでそれを黙っていたんだよ
She wants you to learn, to work for it.
この魔法の射程は50センチ、
Oh.
That's really not much.
どのくらいまで近づけたっけ最大で3メートルだねこっちの存在に気がついているみたい
We'll need another approach.
2人の魔法じゃシュティレの足止めは難しいんだよね凍らせられれば可能だろうが頑丈で凍りにくい封じる前に逃げられちまうだろうな
What if you only slow it down?
大量の水があれば足止めは簡単だと思うけど水を操る魔法で生成することはできないんだよね
Il fait du feu à partir de rien.
水のある場所じゃないと使えないし事前に魔力を込めておかないと魔力に敏感なシュティレは絶対に寄ってこないだろうね寄ってこないこの作戦ならいけるかも
Oh, maybe you can just try to make it go one place.
Yeah, you bait it
Yeah.
towards where you would be.
By using mana, basically.
Maybe. Put
Certain
water
place.
everywhere but where Frieren would be.
Yeah.
確かに悪くはねえが他のパーティー全員に喧嘩を売ることになる こうでもしないと捕まえられない。怖いの？
What did you say? Habits don't change that fast.
やってやろうじゃねえか。
There was no point to this. She implied that you might be scared.
潜伏してやり過ごそう。
つまんないよ。
She wants to kill.
その前に水の補充だな。
It so happens that we're gonna go towards water as well.
シュティレが早い段階で確保できてよかったよ。第一次試験は通過できる。
どうやらそううまくはいかないみたいだ。枯れた川だよね。結界が張られているんですよね。
ああ、
水も通さないんですか？結界を張ったのは1週間以上前だね。盆地の真ん中にある湖に集まっていますね。
Everyone would be gathering
あ
there.
る程度水が必要です。
まとまっているとは限らないでしょう。
But at some point they would go there for water, though.
水を持ち歩けます。同じ生き物であるシテレは。
それに気がついた連中が湖の周りに張り込んでいるわけか。もう水は諦めなさい。
Isn't there a spell to create water? No, they said mana doesn't go into water well. But still, there's a spell for everything but not that. Careful, girl. One of the guys that's dressed differently. He looks cool.
All of them looks cool.
And powerful.
殺すつもりで
He seems a perfect match for what's her name? Ubel?
Yeah.
Ubel?
シュティレの入ったカゴを置いていけ。
嫌だって言ったら？
言葉は不要だが。
What's that?
湖の方向。
That's the plan? You're about to take water to drink? Fuck!
湖を凍らせやがった。何のつもりだ？
Are you
あ
nuts?
れにならんぞ。
他の
They have a plan.
全員を敵に回すつもりか。
That's what they know it's gonna happen, but they have to take the chance. Flamethrower magic!
溶かしたところで意味はない。シュテはもうこの湖には近づかない。第2パーティーから奪うぞ。
We're gonna have to defend ourselves. It's a good thing we have Frieren, and it's a good thing Fern is strong.
一体何をするつもりですか？
Going wild, as she usually does.
もうここには寄りつかん。行くぞ。ああ、他の水場を探しているようだが、探知が甘すぎる。脅威に対処できん。未熟だな。
湖を凍らせたらしいぞ。
Everyone truly was there.
だ入念な計画だ。
He's not bad.
限りどうにもならん。
He says like, oh, they're inexperienced. I would assume that they all have a certain level of magic still to take this test. Maybe he's really, really good compared to them. Oh.
Oh.
魔物にやられたか。
And not all of them are at the same level.
せめて下ろしてあげようよ。
見えていないわけではないだろう。1匹や2匹ではない。死体には魔法がかけられている。奴らに探知されるぞ。次の獲物を誘って狩りをする。術中にはまり全滅したわけだ。
Again, it's good that we have
だね
Frieren.
こんな魔物がいる場所を試験区域に選ぶだなんて。
That's the
I mean,
point.
that's kind of expected from a first mage, I guess.
理由は極めて単純だ。一級魔法使いにはいらないということだ。
Yeah,
I would expect it to be the bare minimum, you know?
they can't just pass
そんな時代
anyone.
の強く誇り高い魔法使いを
The fact that it's those that fought the Demon King's forces, and there's the one of the people that defeated him that's right there
And
taking the test.
she can be a first mage class?
ただ単
A first class mage, sorry.
早朝であればいいのだ。力量がいくらあっても掌握できなければ無力も同じ。はるかに優れた魔法使いが迫害される様を山ほど見てきた。恐れの権威など長続きせん。高いものでも何でもない。
あんたくらい弱いのがちょうどいいってわけだ。
お前くらいなら目をつむっていても勝てるわ。
Maybe it's about not showing that strength. That's why Frieren would be really good. Like you don't just show everyone how strong you are, you keep it low. That's not the point of being a mage.
わずかだが水に魔力が込められている。
So the birds won't go there.
どこかに魔力を込めていない水場がある。
第2パーティーは必ずいる。
どう探すの？
So they just went and found all the little holes of water.
どうせ奴らは居場所を教えてくれる。
じゃあ私はここでシュティレを待ち伏せするよ。
Be one with nature. Sage mode.
Suppress it completely.
Sage mode activate.
There you go.
マジかよ。
She's had years of experience.
さすがに動けば少しは魔力が漏れる。わかんねえよ。
She did. She's like, see, nah. I do wonder how Fern's team got one. It's like she's truly invisible. Monsters and beasts alike, like
She's one with nature, and she's good at being still. Like she sleeps a lot.
yeah.
I think
She has time
she
to
might be asleep right now.
She has time to waste. Right there. Yes. Friend. I trusted you.
喧嘩を売った甲斐があったぜ。これで第一次試験突
Yeah.
破だね。
Be careful.
見つけた。やはり魔法を使いよった。
Okay, now kick ass and, stay close to the cage.
早くここから。
I mean, thank God that Frieren can just beat asses left and right, right?
もう遅いみたいだね。
Well,
ジュベラール
oh, that's cool.
ドラガーテ。
It's nice to see other mages show their skills.
Different type of magic also, right?
洗練されていて隙がないけれど
Yeah, I mean, she's been taught by Frieren.
戦っているみたい。一般攻撃魔法と基礎的な魔法し
Why change something if it works?
基礎的な魔法以外は使わないように。
But they work.
あなたの師匠の方針なのね。
She defeated the Demon King, man.
魔法使いならそれだけで十分。
Because they're just so basic.
そう。
Like you. Just prove her, right.
But it depends. As Frieren met other mages from this era,
この違和感は紅の魔法使いと対峙しているみたいだ。
Because she is. Or at least, her teacher is.
今頃は死んでいたわよ。それはおかしいです。一番強いのはあなたですよね。
oh fun.
He's more flashy, maybe.
ビアベルは魔王軍の残党と北部魔法隊の隊長よ。
We fought the demon. Frieren fought the demon king.
金星なまるでない。勝つための卑怯な魔法。今ビアベルと戦ってる子。
I don't know about that.
そうですか。
I think she will be fine with it.
We'll see. Okay, so.
Do you think that Frieren met a lot of mages from this time?
I don't think so, because we saw her travel after, last time she saw her old team together.
Yeah.
And before she went back and saw Himmel die. And it looked like she traveled a lot, but she was alone a lot as well. So I don't know. And, to her, things changed so much. So when she says, mages from this era, she could be meaning those from, 50 years ago.
Because
those
they're not-
from 100 years ago.
They're not as used as fighting in a war setup, maybe? Or
No, I think it's just that she remembers a time where things were different. And like I said, 100 years ago, but even to her, according to her standards, recently, when she defeated the Demon King, it was a completely different vibe that she was used to. And she went out there with the team, she defeated the Demon King, and now no one alive, or barely anyone alive, remembers that time. They are forgetting who Frieren is, even. They see her and they're like, oh, you look like that statue. So
you seem familiar somehow.
there's both good and bad with that. I said it, I don't remember which reaction I said it, but time, war brings strong people. Strong people create times of peace, and times of peace create weak people that bring times of war.
And the cycle continues over and over again.
I'd say, I won't call anyone in this era weak, but those that fought, those that went to war, this guy who's got a cool hairstyle and is currently fighting the killer.
Kind of looked like a wolf, right?
I don't know, but they said he was the captain of one of the teams that defeated the remaining forces of the Demon King, but we can assume that the remaining forces are not as strong as, the Demon King himself or his followers back when he was still around and alive and just controlling everything. So according to today's standards, you're saying, oh, these guys, they still went to war. Like they go out there and they defeat what's left of evil. But Frieren knew a time where mages were everywhere, mages were needed and necessary, and the Demon King was alive and had his forces everywhere. Like it was more dangerous back then. So she would expect the mages of today to be weak, because she created an era of peace. She had to be strong with her people to create this era of peace, and it brought weaker mages, or mages that are not used to the level of power that she's used to. And now what she saw back then, we saw it with one of his generals. I don't remember his name, but the one that created the attack spell. Frieren was used to going against demons who were creating spells. She was used to facing novelty. Basically people or demons inventing stuff and surprising her with it, and she had nothing to defend herself against that. So she had to improvise. Nowadays, it's just those spells that are being recycled, and basically people are taking them in different directions, putting personalities in them, being more flashy with them. But at the very beginning, the strong spells that she faced were effective. They stayed strong, and no matter what you did with that, no matter how much you changed that, it's not taking away from the original. And when I say there are two ways to see this, I agree that, the original could be still very strong, and if you forgot about that, saying, oh, it's too old, I prefer the newer stuff, then you're closing yourself off to learning a few powerful spells that might help you in any situation. But it's also true that sometimes novelty can surpass the old. So you can't completely, you can't spit on the old, but you can't reject the new either.
Yeah.
And Frieren doesn't do that, to be fair. Like, she goes around and she tries to learn as many spells as possible. So for Frieren, it's good. But with Fern, she's teaching her all the old ways.
You know what that brings back to me? I've seen an interview where you got this old veteran from war and this new soldier, and both of them were talking about their experience with war in general, and they basically said that I probably could not have been able to handle your war and vice versa, but we're both soldiers, we're both going to war.
Well, yeah.
With what we have, with technology and just life as of now.
I'm just saying that, the girl that's fighting Frieren right now... Sorry, my computer was starting to close. The girl that's fighting Fern right now was saying, like, oh, it's like I'm fighting my grandpa. Kind of like it was... you're not as strong, like you're not like you could go places, but instead of going places and learning new things, you're sticking to these old spells. But I'm saying those old spells were working at a time where things were much more dangerous, much more bigger than they are now. And I feel like the spells that people are using today are basically new interpretations of those old spells. It's just they put more personalities in them, like those spells are versatile now. They're more flashy, but at the end of the day, the one that created the attack spell made it simple back in the day. You take efficient. That, you make it more efficient, but you can stick to those, and they'll still be efficient today. Like, it doesn't matter if you don't put personality in your magic, but at the same time,
but she did say that his technique, his spells were undertone or without personalities because he used to fight the.
Well, for this guy, well, she said his magic is made to win, but I'm thinking, his magic resembles the original spells, but they're made to win against the forces that are left, whereas for Fern, she's been learning magic that's been used against the Demon King himself back then. So both their magics are probably similar, but they still work. And she did say, like, what he's doing, his experience is good for him and stuff, but maybe now he enjoys it too much, and he's got this superiority complex, and people fear him for that. But she said that the girl was the strongest of the two. So what does that say about him? I don't know.
Because she's more composed?
No, because maybe, like, she's just stronger. I don't know.
You know what that...
She's stronger, but she did not go to war, so she expects, or he's got this superiority that makes him say he's stronger, or they expect him to be stronger, where he takes the leadership, but doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean nothing. we said a couple episodes ago, or last episode, Frieren has been defeated before with people who had less mana. Like, talent is a thing, genius is a thing, and depends on how you use your spells. Like, Fern is using very basic defense and attack spells.
She mastered those. It's like, we said it before, but when we used to do karate when we were younger, our teacher told us that I would be scared to fight someone who mastered one punch or one kick versus one who practiced 1,000 different type of ones.
Yeah, and like I said, those basic spells were the originals, and they've been improved over time, but they still were created in a time that was a lot worse than what we have today. So I feel like the mages of today are less prepared when it comes to, the world. So for Frieren saying, like, yeah, you just need those two to defeat mages of today. I'm like, yeah, probably because those mages don't know, like, they have not been there. Frieren has been there, so I trust her judgment. But I wouldn't go as far as, I wouldn't go so far to say, what? Anyway, I wouldn't say that, completely rejecting newer spells or new ways to do things is good, because just like you don't want to spit on the old, the new could be something great. Like, someone creates those spells first. When the demon back then created the attack spell, he was a genius, and that spell was something, and it was made into something even bigger. So who's to say that someone else is not going to come up with something great in the future? So the new can surpass the old. So you can't reject either.
You need to keep with the update, basically, right?
Yeah. That was a lot of repetition and a lot of just us saying the same thing over and over again for no reason. Sorry.
Basically, old is good. Don't spit on the new. That's it. Right?
Old is still good.
Old is still good.
And new is not necessarily bad.
Alright.
But the mages of today are not the same. Like, they're not... The world is not expecting the same of them as it was expecting of the old mages. And Frieren was there back then, so she'd be the best judge of character, technically. But then again, like, it's not like she spent all her time with humans and mages. Like, she's most of the time she's alone. So I don't know. But so far, Fern has managed. So yeah, that's good.
Okay.
As for everything else, well, the plan was a lot more demanding than I expected. But because like they had to go to every little pond and hole of water. Why is my computer closing so quickly? God damn. So yeah, they had to go to all these little water holes to just put some mana in them. So I'm like, okay, you do you. But it did work. And Frieren is used, like you said, to staying still and waiting. Like, time has no meaning to her. So yes, she know how to just stay still and wait for the moment. She's not in a hurry, even though technically she is in this case, because it's a test and you only have till, sundown to get the bird. But it worked. And as for suppressing mana, she's been doing that her entire life. So her standard is a lot higher. She's like, no, you see, even when I move like this, you can see a bit of mana.
I
don't see anything. Well, yeah, but to Frieren's level, her standard, it's not perfect, but it's still a lot better than everything else that they can do. So next episode, we're gonna see a confrontation. They're gonna see Frieren fight back, except unless she allows the two girls to show off, which could happen. It looks to me like she had a way to win this test a long time ago. Like, she could do it on her own, but it's almost like she chose to let the girls, get to the conclusion themselves. She let them work on the issue, because it's not just her that's passing the test. It's all three of them.
She kind of a little bit used of being like a teacher for Fern.
She's been a teacher for so long now. Maybe it's second nature to her. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited to see all three of them fight, and I want to see more of Fern just proving everyone else wrong.
I just love when people recognize that Frieren is one of the OG, basically,
but they don't know
everyone else.
They don't know. It's so funny. It's funny to me to hear that those in charge of the test, they're big guys. They're the ones that took care of, the remaining forces.
The test is based on those who defeated the Demon King's army back then.
No, but those that think they're the shit, like even the guy who's the captain who fought, the remaining forces, I'm like, yeah, okay, you're the shit, but we have a girl here who fought the Demon King himself. you know?
Alright.
But it's so, I mean, as a mage, I thought it was interesting. Basically, to be a good mage is to not show off your ability. Like the more powerful you are, the less you need to portray that to everyone else.
Basically, those who need to scream, I am king, are no king. So those
Yeah,
who scream,
but no.
I am a powerful mage, I can defeat everyone,
It reminded
might
me.
not be as powerful as they
It
say.
reminded me of, you know, when Flam was telling Frieren to hide her mana, because the more powerful you get, the bigger target you'll become, and or people will know what to expect from you. And basically, if you claim to everyone that you're the strongest, they'll be ready, they'll prepare accordingly, and you'll have a target on your back, and you'll be taken down fast. So as a true mage, you get powerful, but you don't talk about it. That's not the point. Being a mage should be about learning more and more. It should be about traveling and teaching yourself spells. And
But I mean, Frieren is learning
I know
more
she-
and more.
I'm not saying she's not a true mage. I'm saying Frieren has been doing the true work of a mage since the beginning. She's exactly what the old guy was talking about. Like, this is what a mage should do. You get stronger, but you don't tell people how strong you are. You don't portray that to anyone, because otherwise you'll be taken down. You'll be killed because of the target on your back, or you'll be like, maybe power will get to your head. You know, if you keep, you know, telling yourself, oh yeah, I'm so strong. Maybe your head will do this, and you'll think so highly of yourself. Kind of like I said, you know, the guy who fought the remaining forces.
Yeah.
It's kind of like he's got this superiority complex.
Because
Well,
he's just that good.
but maybe he's not. Kind of like, you know, Fern was saying, oh, you're the real, you know, strong mage in your team. You're the strongest. She's not saying that. She's saying it's the other guy. So, in my opinion, she's been doing the right job. She's been doing the right thing. She's been doing the right thing. Becoming stronger, but not saying how strong she is. Because you'll be underestimating her. And you'll be focusing on the leader of the group, the guy who you think is the strongest. You'll take him down, and then you'll be caught by surprise. Caught by the other girl. Yeah, by surprise. Anyway. Fuck my English today. Woo! Okay. It makes sense to me, but I don't know if it made sense to you, what I
Sort
talked
of.
about today, but
Sort of.
yeah. We'll move on. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next episode right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
Alright, we're gonna see you guys soon for the next one.
Next week.
Bye guys.
Bye.